Every day I wake up and I own the world. That's to say that every day you wake up and you own the world. You're the one point. You're the God here in this reality, which is yours, in your own reality. You're the God here. You own it. This is yours. This is yours. Your reflection is yours now. That's your baby. You own it. Take good care of it. Here, we're gonna grade you. No, we're not. We don't judge here. We don't judge here. This is a grade free zone. But yeah, that's to say every day you wake up and you own your reflection. Edward Art talks, he has a quote, and he emphasizes this quite a bit, where once you feel like you have ownership over something, then you carry responsibility for it. Which, hello, accurate, right? The math adds up. And so that's why I say your reflection is now your child. So take care of it. And I know you're a good parent. And I know you're a good parent because there are cliches of good parents for a reason. And if you really don't know or don't feel like you're a good parent, you're like, Carla, no, I'm such a bad parent. Like, that's fine for now to accept that. Now let's be the best parents because that'll be much more fine, right? Much more fine. And so look into the cliches. There's a cliche. Goes for everything, guys. Look into the cliches. There's a cliche of a good parent because you see it everywhere, like in all the children's books and all the nursery rhymes. Like you see the mother being a cliche mother or a good parent, and just do what makes you feel good because everybody has parents and everybody was a child. And so you could have had thoughts about your parents. I like you. I love you this way. Perfect. Or you could have had contrasting thoughts, which were like, I wish you were different. I wish I had a different parent. What you maybe thought a better parent. That's what you might have thought. And so you know what it feels like to be a good parent because you've been a child before with parents, and they're there to show you that contrast so you understand what kind of parent you want to be. And I can personally attest to that. My parents taught me exactly the kind of parent that I aspire to be, or am. I'm a parent to my reflection, so that I am the kind of parent that I am. My parents really showed me that, whether it be with positive or negative things, they did. Guys, okay. So I wanted to talk about perspective. I want to spend a minute talking about perspective, perception, and how you perceive things. Now, when I say these three words, I mean for them to be synonymous, where they all kind of are the same energy. Perception, perceive, and perspective. Because through these three words, that's how you align yourself with states, which is what we're trying to master here. And so you can have a perspective or perception, or you perceive the world to be fearful. For example, so you look at the world and you're like, I'm afraid of the world. I'm afraid of my reflection. I'm perceiving through my human perspective, through my eyes, not through bird's eye, through me, my reflection to be fearful. Fear is what ultimately is being reflected, right? And so that perception itself, that is what determines your state. And so by now we know for a fact that just because you deem something as fearful now, doesn't mean you have to 10 seconds from now or a split second from now. And so I want to say that because every time fear comes up or something negative, guys, it's just a perception. And that's what you need to focus on changing. The perception. There's not, don't get stuck in the idea of fear. No. Go right to the word perception, perspective, and how we perceive, how you perceive, how I perceive. And so, okay, Carla, I don't want to perceive my reflection as fearful. And so you look at the contrast of fear, which is love and safety. You can use multiple words, whatever you perceive the contrast of fear to be, and it makes you feel the contrast of fear, which is, to me, safety and love. And so you say, just be obvious, I perceive my reflection as safety and love. Just say it out loud. Say the facts, say the truth, say your new personal truth. Your current, your now ever present personal truth. I perceive the world to be safe and loving. My perspective of the world, my perception of the world is safe and loving. And feel it and stick with it. And every time the negative one, the fear comes back up, just say, this is just a perception. It's not the truth. There is no absolute truth. The only absolute truth is that we're one point. Because that's all there is. One point of energy. 1 point. That is the only absolute truth. Fear is never an absolute truth. Love and happiness and safety are never the absolute truth either, unfortunately, because we're 1 point. And it's morphable to infinity. And you have to encompass everything. Even if in this universe, and there's a universe out there where there's only like positiveness and negativity just doesn't exist. That's like part of God, still not as a whole though. Because we have to think bigger than that. There's 1 point, and so everything. It's not just Earth and our plane and us. No. There's infinite more, right? And so, but at the only truth is that we're 1 point. Nothing else is concrete. It's just a perception. So when fear comes up, say, this is just a perception of fear. Oh my God, sorry to be so loud, but you kind of push away. It's like fear is the bully, and you're pushing your bully on the floor, and you're like, this is just a perception of fear. Like, I'm not afraid of you, and so you're conquering fear. And so you do that with everything that you feel is weighing over you, even if you get anxiety because of institutions outside of yourself. I don't know. Maybe your job or the bank or something outside of you. Just say, this is a perception thing. I'm going to change my perception to something positive, and a positive outcome will come out of it. Is do the math, be logical. How can you have a perception that's negative and expect something positive to come out? It's like math. It has to add up. And so you want me to guarantee you a positive outcome? Guarantee yourself positive perceptions. That's all I can say. Everything else is a perception. And so you dream about that universe where no evil exists and it's just positivity. Well, create that within yourself, because if you want to be there, you got to eradicate all the evil inside of you. That's how it's going to be. And so not everybody's going to want that, right? And so not everybody's going to reach that. But if that's what you want, then get there yourself. Pick yourself up. You get me? You don't have to wait for the world to be picked up and then, oh, good. Because, no, do your own work. Just do your shit. And then get out. Like, work for yourself. That's all you have to focus on. Do your own assignment and you're done. Don't wait for the whole class to do their assignment and then beg and pray and steal for answers. because I've done both, like actually like talking about growing up or something, and there's so much peace in just doing your own shit, and there's so much anxiety in copying off and stealing answers like last minute because you waited for everybody to do the work first. There's a clear contrast for a reason, and I know it's like a bit childish, but that's how the universe reflects in ways like that are so obvious. Just how we feel. Just how we feel. And there's no such thing as childish. I take back that statement. Because we have to take children seriously as well, because I was a child feeling these things, and so it's not like, oh, it's childish. Yeah, because I was a child. But I felt things just as strong, guys. This is kind of a tangent, but I guess I'll talk about it for like a minute. I work with children. I've worked with children for a while now. I had 3 years working with them, and then I took a break, and now I'm on again. And children feel just as strongly and as real as adults, guys. And you know that because you were a child. Just that when we are adults, typically our ego grows bigger. And if we don't keep it in check, we start to diminish the value of these children and how they're feeling, because our ego is so focused on, oh, I'm the adult, I'm the boss. You stop seeing the child as equal to you, and you start seeing, because I'm older and more mature and smarter and I can save your life if I need to, I'm going to disregard how you're feeling when you're feeling a certain way. But I want to remind you guys that children feel just as strongly. So when you're feeling upset and you want to be taken seriously, that's the same kind of thing. And so when you dismiss a child like that, it feels the same way to them, guys. They feel it. They're just children, but they feel it just as strong. And it's just as real. And so take that into consideration if you have children, that they're human as well. They're not children like they're separate from something that's human. No. And so watch how you speak to your children, because they react to the micro things. And we're good parents, guys. We're good parents, and so be good parents. And there's no expectation. Again, never, you're not expected to do anything. Just prioritize feeling good. If you're a mother or a father or an older sister where you feel you're raising somebody, or grandmother, grandfather, and to go, guys, there's so many possibilities. Do what makes you feel good. Feel good around children, the children you're raising. And that's enough. Just prioritize feeling good around these, because when you feel good, you emit goodness. And so work on feeling good, and you can't lie to yourself, guys. If you feel like shit, like everyone knows it. No one, you can't hide that from people as much as you think you can. Everybody gives a stench off of their state, which is so funny to say, but it's true. We can't help it. We can't help but to express ourselves, even in the most subconscious ways or whatever. And so, yeah. Shout out to children, and, keep going. Guys, I recommend pacing around your house and just having conversations, mental conversations. It can be with yourself. It can be that you're talking to an imaginary friend walking next to you. Some walk and talk action, but just in the quiet and just mental conversation. We're pacing around, getting those thoughts strolling, which is, I guess, a good word. I don't know. There was a philosopher. I'm not gonna say a name, but it was one of those very known philosophers. But when you Google this, I'm sure the name will pop up. But and this is, guys, kind of obvious, but it's okay. A good reminder. Walks. He would take walks. Walks are a solution for thinking, guys. That's how you get those you get that train moving, you get those wheels turning. And so go for walks, and if you don't want to go for walks outside, walk around your house. Just walk and talk, mental walk and talk to your imaginary friend or whoever in your mind, whoever you're telling your friend, tell them and see you telling them about how your manifestation came in because you're saying the success story. Basically, say the success story. Tell them that because you're living in the end. Say the success story and be there and say it and be like, yeah, man, this is what I did, and yeah. And tell them. They're gonna be like, how? And you're gonna be like, dude, like, with your thoughts, you can do it as well. You can. And so share and share about the law and stuff, and be generous. You're gonna feel so good, like telling people about the law and enlightening people, and they're gonna be like, wait, how did you do it? What do you mean? You're gonna be like, with my thoughts, and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm gonna be like, look, just check out my podcast. I'm gonna do that, guys. No, it's a good segue, I think. I'm gonna be like, dude, I got you, but it's too much to say in just one sitting, so you have to listen to my podcast. Anyways, guys, so walk and talk with a friend or whoever you're talking to, your best friend, your mom, your sister, your boyfriend, brother, blah. So many options, guys. Marina Jacobi always talks about perception. She channels, guys. Carla, who's Marina Jacobi? She's a channeler of extraterrestrials, guys. Wait, I want to talk about extraterrestrials for a quick second because I have to, guys, of course they're real. Before you're like, Carla, do you believe in extraterrestrials? Stop, because do you listen to what I say? You think I'm not gonna create them? No. And I've had this thought, guys. Oh my god, I had it way before I even started the podcast. Like, no, where what would I feel? What would I think if I saw an Arcturian in the flesh, right? And so Arcturians Pleiadians are a ET race that resemble human beings, and so we look similar. We look a bit similar. Arcturians don't. There's drastic differences. They're very in advance from the future. And so I'm thinking, what would I feel facing an Arcturian? Like, what would I think? And I came to the conclusion, like, really just focusing on getting into the state where I would say, like, you're my creation. Like, you're beautiful. It's like Frankenstein, but not that they're Frankenstein. What I'm saying that because it's like I created you, and I did because I create everything. Like, of course I'm gonna like say thank you to myself in a humble way, but I'm gonna be proud of myself. I'm gonna say this is such a beautiful creation. And guys, say that with every human around you, because you create them, and be like, wow, like, I'm such a god. I created everything here, and it's so beautiful. We can all say that because we're all at one point. And be generous. You can say it, and your partner can say it as well. There's no scarcity, guys. We're all God's favorite. It's true. Just have the thought and believe it and get into the state. Infinite states, guys. And so just wish good on everyone. Yeah. And so Arcturians, what would I feel? And I'm thinking, yeah, you're so beautiful. You're my creation. Yes. I would love it. Guys, stop. And so Marina talks about, so she gets channeled the ET, right? Through ETs, extraterrestrials, and they tell her seeing reflection from a fear perspective will lead you to experience negative vibrations and fear-based experiences, which is what I said earlier. I was inspired by them. Of course, they're so smart. I love it. And so if you perceive the world to be unsafe things will happen, and it's just your perception. It's okay. And I'm sorry. But it's okay. You can change it. It's okay. You're safe, and you can change it. Okay? If you're in a bad situation, it's okay. You can change it. You're free. It's okay. it's like when something horrible happens, and I'm here to tell you, like, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay. Just change your perception of things. Simplify it, guys. Take away the emotion. It's okay. All that fear and negative vibrations that you feel, it's okay. Like, it's okay. You're free. You don't have, you're free from that. You're, like, it's okay. Every moment creates a new reality. Every moment. Every thought, every moment, every now. That's why time is such a perception thing. Again, the word perception, because it's now. Every moment is now. Right now, you're saved. Right fuck now. Neville says this, guys. If you're literally in jail, see yourself be free in the mind. Neville says this, guys. Just simple. And it's such a simple read. When he says it, it's amazing. I understand it's easier said than done to apply. Not really, though. You can do it. I believe in you. But he was so simple about it. He was like, if you're in a jail cell and you feel trapped, see yourself in, like, literally, see yourself be free in the mind and live there in that state. That's it. It's just a perception thing. It's just a state. Perception and state are the same thing. Perception and state are the same thing. You're free. It's okay. For now. You are saved. You're saved. Now. Okay, breathe. Like, go dance, a little. And maybe some happy tears, I want to see some happy tears. Of course, express your emotions of freedom. Celebrate. Fucking jump up and down. Try running a mile. And then 5 seconds in, stop and be like, okay, that was good. I'm joking. No. Express yourself. Make a ton of noise. Hit some pans together. You're free. It's okay. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I'll give you a hug. Guys, okay, so I said last time that I'm not used to people touching me or hugging me. I actually hug a lot of kids because that's what my job entails. Like, they're usually younger, like first grade and kinder, and maybe second grade, like the girls and stuff like that. More the girls. But I'm getting good practice, so I can hug you, because I feel like it's okay. Guys, when you're learning new skills, remember to learn through love, guys. Chill out, guys. So I'm learning to sing. Sometimes I'm recording myself and I'm hearing it, and I cringe so bad. And I'm just like, dude, Carla, like, chill out, bro. Like, to sound bad is so you can learn to sound good. And I'm saying this with singing, but this applies with anything. Like, stop, like, because when I'm want to cringe or whatever, I'm judging myself. Like, dude, chill the fuck out, bro. Just chill out, okay? And if you have like friends like that, like make big deal out of small things, stand up for yourself. Tell them, be like, okay, chill out. No te dejes. Just kidding. No, but I'm serious, guys. Because it should never be that deep to where you're afraid to express yourself. No. You're more than that, and you're beyond that, and I believe in you. And you deserve to express yourself. And if someone makes you feel and puts you down, stand up for yourself and tell them. Be like, dude, chill out, bro. Like, you don't have to do all that, For sure. I'll tell them for you. Chill the fuck out. I will. Because when you start like practicing the law and hearing about it every day and stuff, of course, you get very intuitive about everything, about how you feel, about reactions, your reflection, because it's your baby, so you care about it, so you interact with it and you work with it. You just become everything is like intuitive, everything is deeper. And I know I say like be more carefree, which is ironic, of course, it's always a contrast. It's like you become more carefree whilst becoming super deep. Whilst, hello. But um, yeah, you become like intuitive and like incredibly deep while also being incredibly chill, incredibly chill, relaxed. Not chill necessarily, but relaxed. Tell them, tell your friends who are overbearing, like relax, relax, relax. Your emotions no longer rule you. Is what's happening. You know, when you feel your emotions rising up and your intuition senses even the small things or the big things, you say stop. Remember, you say stop. I'm in control. This is all a perception, and I will not let it get the best of me. I will figure out the contrast and the opposite of whatever I'm experiencing. If it's anxiety, I will be the perspective and perception and perceiving and state and all those words of peace. And you say, I am peace. I am so peaceful. I am a yoga master. I am so peaceful. Be sarcastic. I don't give a fuck. And I breathe as a peaceful person, and everything is perception, and I am peace. And good things come out of peace. Guys, a reminder that we are always the student and the teacher. We are always playing both roles for one point. So, you are both teaching yourself while you learn. It's a very sweet, intimate, amazing relationship between you and yourself, right? The student and teacher role. Because when you feel like you can't trust other people, I just can't trust you. I can't, whether it be maybe a relationship, maybe you have trouble trusting people in relationships, or you feel like you can't trust a friend or something. It's not, or you, like anybody, it's not that everybody is untrustworthy as a concrete fact. It's more like what you're telling your reflection is, I can't trust you. So you're telling yourself, I can't trust you. You aren't sure if you can trust yourself to create a reality without betrayal, because someone along the line betrayed you, I'm assuming, and now you can't trust people, and so now you have trauma with that, and trusting people for you is near to impossible. And so just understand that it's about focus on learning, that on convincing yourself that you can trust yourself to create a good reality, a good reflection. So focus on that, because that's what's really happening here. That's what's happening. You have trouble trusting yourself to create a reality that's safe. And so how do you create a reality that's safe? Well, you start to notice all the perceptions you have and you change them objectively, right? If you want trust, you start creating trust, and you start thinking of trust and embodying trust and focusing on trust. And what does trust look like to you? Create trust within yourself, set a goal and pull through, build some trust. How would you get someone else to build trust? Test yourself that way. Ask yourself questions about trust. Have the word trust come up. Keep trust in the forefront. In every single direction and way that you can bring up trust and stuff, bring it up then. Focus on it. Create a potency. Create energy. Have imaginary acts that reflect trust. Be trust. Embody trust. Be in the state of trust. All these things, focus on that instead of focusing on just the constant I can't trust, And so attack trust in every way you can, every direction, every angle. And then you start to learn that you can trust yourself, because you're starting to create a good reality, because you're waking up every day and You're choosing to have good perceptions, positive vibration, positive perceptions, and you're working towards getting in a good state, and you see your reflection reflecting it. And if you feel like, Carla, what the are you talking about? Listen to my first episode and work your way up, because I definitely break it down more. But of course, everything is okay. You can trust yourself. I know you can. Don't worry. No one ever taught you. And so don't worry. But I'm teaching you now, or you're learning now through me and maybe many other people. And so it's okay. You can do it. You can trust yourself. You can do it. Guys, before I finish this off, I just want to give a quick reminder that most of our problems stem because of our inability to be still for 15 minutes and check out our perspectives and our states through meditation and our reactions, and reflect on the day and work on bettering ourselves. Sometimes we're just going too fast and we don't have time to think because we're so present in the moment, which is okay and fair and good. But take 15 minutes, guys, just 15 minutes every once in a while to just reset. Do it. Remember, you're in control. So if you feel like you have all these problems, you would really benefit from this. And if you feel like this is the first thing you're listening to and you're like, but I have so many problems, I also recommend just listening to the rest of the episodes, and I'll definitely get more into it. But for now, I have to go.